Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about a thing that's happening in the Royal High community that a lot of people have already made a video about, but I decided why not put my 2 cents in. We are going to be talking about the Royal High protest that's happening right now. But before I get into the video, I just wanted to say I do not tolerate harassment or hate or anything of the sorts to anyone involved in this situation. Everyone has opinions and everyone's opinions are valid, and that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to be reading some of the tweets said from the Royal High protest account, and then I'm going to read the Royal High Valks one response. I'm pretty sure they haven't made another response yet. So I wanted to start by reading, obviously, the Royal High letter. I'm sure you guys have heard this letter a million times. I sure have, but I just wanted to dissect it and kind of give my opinion on all of this going on right now. A letter to Royal High from the fanbase to the developers. A letter of consideration for the Royal High developers to listen to its fanbase and our complaints. Hello, Royal High developers. I know you probably won't even take the time of your day to read this, and frankly, I'm content with that, since you haven't been listening to us for quite some time now. All of our feedback, opinions are discarded. You get defensive or call our complaints a opinion of one person, when in reality, it's your entire fanbase crying out for help. Royal High has lost its identity. It no longer knows what it is. Where did the magical campus go? Where did the fairy part of Royal High go? Why is everything mermaid themed? Mermaid items, mermaid tails, mermaid campus. I'm going to stop right here. While I do know that there are quite a few mermaid items in the game now, it wasn't like that for a very long time. Mermaid tails have been gone for a long time, so it's unfair to say that everything is mermaid themed now. I disagree with that. I think there are an equal number of fairy things and mermaid things. We as a player base have expressed our dislike to current Campus 4 as it does not meet our or even your standards. It's small, nothing like a campus, and it misses everything that made Royal High special to all of us back in 2018. Royal High, since the start, was always a magical castle school for fairies and mermaids, but now it turned into a mermaid getaway with no consideration of other players in the school. Fairies have nowhere to fly because almost everything is closed off with invisible walls. The campus is tiny, so the flying space is zero next to none. Role players get nothing as well because you sacrifice the roleplay aspect for numbers and algorithms, so now you force players to do the schedule. You force them to participate instead of letting them do what they want and shape their own story within Royal High. What I really want to focus on, what I thought this letter really brought to light, and what I really appreciate about it, is the fact that they said role players get nothing as well because you sacrifice the roleplay aspect for numbers and algorithms. I really agree with that part because as someone who roleplays, Campus 4 is just impossible to roleplay in. Even if you silence the schedule, diamonds still come up every passing period, every lunch. You will still see a report card every single class. That still pops up on your screen. So Royal High Campus 4.3, it's just impossible to roleplay in. Taking away that and taking away our autonomy is not the way to go. Give us our freedom back. Give us back the Royal High we know. Realize who you are. Royal High cannot be Royal High if there isn't a high school to be seen, and the current campus is not a school. Let's go ahead and read the response. So the Royal High protest Twitter account said Royal High has responded to our letter from the community. This is a giant step forward, and we are glad we are being at least considered. This doesn't mean, however, that operations will be stopped. We will continue to post and wait for changes to be made. So they said, hi, we read it. I just want to clarify one thing since I think there may have been a misunderstanding. When I said one person's opinion doesn't represent everyone's, I wasn't saying that feedback doesn't matter or resonate with many players. I was just saying that no single player or post speaks for the entire community. I think sometimes our words get picked apart in a way that's a little unfair or interpreted differently than we intended. There are thousands of players with very different opinions, and we see all of them. We get tagged in tons of threads, posts, content, and videos on all different platforms. My role on the social team is to gather and pass along community feedback while also sharing and hyping upcoming updates. I'm not one of the game's creators or decision makers, so I don't personally decide what gets added, changed, or removed. The devs make those creative decisions. That doesn't mean feedback disappears into the void. We share it and make sure the team is aware of what players are saying. Whether a suggestion is ultimately implemented is up to the devs, not the social team. We never want people to feel unheard. We love interacting with you guys, even when the final direction isn't what everyone hoped for. I guess I smell. Our job is to be the bridge between the community and the dev team. Have a nice day. Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know why people harass the Royal High Valks sometimes. I see genuine harassment online for the Royal High Valks, and it blows my mind because the Royal High Valks, it's not like Poppy's behind that account. And I feel like that's obvious. Lastly, I wanted to read another letter to the Royale High community and not the Royale High devs. It starts with, "My letter to the Royale High community, please shut up. Making an entire Twitter account and protesting the state of a video game is a kind of chronically online that is unique to Royale High for some reason. Do you seriously think that creating accounts to complain about a feature in a game that you don't like will actually change anything? No matter how many people protest, the developers won't bring back old campuses. They likely don't even have the models anymore, and even if they did, they won't revert updates just to please some teenage girls on Twitter that can't handle change. On top of that, making decals for teachers in the game that is outwardly hateful toward the map that was made with hours of effort that you wouldn't have the faintest idea how to start replicating, that's just embarrassing. Royale High still has fairy elements, for example, the 6 fairy powers, all the wings, the countless fairy-themed items, and the years of only having fairies and princesses. You're upset that mermaids finally have an update. After 5 years without any mermaid tales, they were given a whole rework, and you're upset? There are no other games with this level of entitlement in its fandom. Just because the developers have attempted open communication for suggestions of ideas to use in the game doesn't mean that your suggestions are required to be added. Yes, Campus 4 is smaller. That is because the other campuses, while they may look nicer, were much higher load. Coming from a person who had a cheaper laptop, I couldn't play in 4.1 or 4.2 very often or very long because I would crash and lag. It was completely unplayable. And to top it all off, you're deciding to do all of this a month after a tragedy occurred in the developer's personal life. They are likely still grieving and taking time to heal from this, which is why it seems like the game isn't getting many updates that were promised in the past. Just because they don't immediately start releasing updates and features that were hinted to doesn't mean that they never follow through on their promises. Please just shut up and play the game. If you don't like how the new map looks, don't play that one. There are 21 other realms built by the Royale High team, and if you don't like those, you can quite literally make your own realm to be exactly as you cry for it to look on social media. I feel like this is a good place to wrap this video up. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, if you want to have a discussion about something, just comment down below. I'm happy to read them. If you guys disagree with something I said or disagree with what was said on Twitter, just let me know. Also, I wanted to point out that I do have a Twitter account. If you guys want to go follow, I'll put it up on the screen. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one.